Hello everyone, I'm Alan, also known as McLaren 2009, and today I'm continuing my journey in Derail Valley. Let's back up a little bit farther. Alright, so we're picking up where we left off last time. Currently in City Southwest, and I have to back up this load of intermodal shipping containers onto that track over there, refuel my locomotives, and then pull back up to these empty car haulers that are going up north to the machine factory. And there are 2 loads of 7 cars in total that have to go up there. So, for now, we're just gonna get started. We've already disconnected the car haulers, so now we just gotta pull forward with the intermodal containers. And I gotta be on this side, I think. Yeah, here's the switch. Alright, so we gotta pull and get the last section of last intermodal container past this switch right here. So let's slow down a little bit. Or I should say, let's kill the throttle a little bit. And then we go back here, make sure this is still open. Alright. Gotta keep a close eye on the stream. It's been doing some weird things the last week. Alright, so as you can see, we can go about 30 kilometers an hour through the yard, but I don't want to risk that. Especially since, like, this part of the map seems to have a lot of problems. Or at least it's a lot of things that I've seen and dealt with. Now, we already know there's pretty much not a chance in hell I'm getting a speed bonus for this, because the job was supposed to take like 20-something minutes, and by the time that I got here with everything, I had just crossed the 2-hour threshold. So yeah, there's not a chance of getting a speed bonus for this assignment. So we're just going to roll with it. And I remember before I stopped for the day last time that there is a logistics haul of flat cars that's also going up to the machine factory, but given how deep they are buried in that shed over there, and there's like 3 loads in front of them, I don't know if it would be worth it to even try digging those out. I guess after I get done backing up these, I can go over and see what other stuff, or see if there is a way to do it, to kind of like add a couple more things onto what I'm trying to do, but more than likely it's just not worth the trouble. Alright, now the good news is I already aligned the switches into the inbound track before I stopped yesterday. So, or not yesterday, 2 days ago. I was gonna try streaming something yesterday, but I ended up not keeping it. It was only like 20-something minutes and barely even counted as a stream, so I was just like, nah, I'm not gonna keep that one. And then I thought about trying again, but I just never got around to it. So I was just like, nah, we're taking that day off. So now I'm back again, and we're back in Derail Valley. I really do need to branch out and play a few other games. I've been doing this one. What the? Something broke. Yeah, I've been playing this one pretty hard lately. Alright. Something broke. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna need to get fuel before we leave here. Like, the remote triggered like it needs to be recoupled with something. But what's decoupled? Alright, something derailed. But what derailed and where? Okay. Alright, my game is going crazy. But yeah, as I was saying, I've been streaming Derail Valley a lot lately, and the last other game that I successfully streamed was American Truck Simulator, and I kind of need to mix it up a little bit. Preferably throw in like some Train Sim World. And I could continue with American Truck Sim. And then there's the recent update to hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades. Somehow that actually was a well-received stream, oddly enough. Alright, where is... Oh, there it is. Okay, I still have background music. Okay, we're good in that regard. Now we're going forward again. Alright. And then I've been wanting to try something completely different and do like Phasmophobia, actually successfully stream Tales of Glory, even though I don't think anybody's going to watch it. Got a couple other things that I want to try playing on stream. Or since I got back into like Battlefield lately, I might try playing that. And basically, I'm just looking for ideas on things that might be kind of cool, or if anybody would watch it. Alright, so somewhere on this track, something got disconnected, but I don't know what or where. So we're starting off strong. Yep, and we're aligned with 3 inbound. And this was the heaviest part of this trip, so this was the only thing that even made it remotely worth it to have 2 locomotives. Otherwise, I just brought the 2 for the fun of it. Didn't really do a whole lot other than that. And we're only going 8, so it's not like we're flying through the yard. But yeah, basically I was looking at my previous streams for the last week, and it's almost been completely Derail Valley, so I need to try and mix it up a little bit. Okay. Let's disconnect that, pop that off. And let's go over to the station real quick. Oh, it's right there. All right. And that will somehow pay for refueling. All right, so what do we got? We know there is a logistics haul going to city or machine factory. That's right there. All right, that's unloading. That's going to the goods factory. That'll be easier to get to. And this is going back to the harbor. Alright, so the one that we need is 74. And this is 70, so that's the one right in front of it. And then these are the ones that are right in front of those. Alright, let's go take a look. See if we can even access a siding or a secondary track. Yeah, because these right here are going to the harbor. These are going to the goods factory. And all the way back here. Yeah, that's still 70. This is still 70. Alright, here is where 74 starts. These are going to the machine factory. But, as you can see, there's nothing back here. So the only way we can access these cars is if we move the tankers and we move the job going to the goods factory. But where do we put them? The best option would probably be to try and shove them on this track right here. Because we can't shove them there. Well, I mean, we can, but... Actually... You know what? Let's do that. We're gonna grab our DE2 right here, and we're going to take these tanker cars and we're going to shove them on this track. And then we're going to grab the logistics hull and pull that out of here. Alright, so let's turn this off real quick. I said last time that I wasn't going to do this, but screw it. We're going to do it now. Okay. So, we're going to fly past this. We're going to switch over here to A3. We're going to hook up to the empty tanker cars, and we're going to shove them onto this track all the way to the bumper. Back up on the top screen. Alright. So, yeah, we are going to hook up with that. No, not that. That. Alright. Release that. God, no. That's way too fast. Or I was going to end up breaking the tanker cars. And even though they're currently empty, that would still be a very bad thing. Because, as you undoubtedly know, tankers are designed to hold liquids. So they're pretty highly scrutinized. As they certainly should be. It's kind of funny. I said I wasn't going to do this because it was too much effort. But now here we are putting in the effort anyway. Why? Because reasons. We're padding the runtime and getting more gameplay. Okay, now we know that these are not connected to those because they're two different loads. So all we gotta do, we don't have it paired to the remote, but you get the idea. We're gonna go over here, pop it into forward. Although in a way, it is kind of fitting that I would choose to do these jobs. Or I would choose to do this specific job. Because we had to dig out the car haulers we've got over there. So it's only fitting that we have to move 2 loads to get this extra cut of flat cars. Truthfully, this is just a horribly stupid idea, but whatever. We're committed now. It's like we're on this roller coaster together now. Alright, let's release the independent. Alright, now this is going to be interesting. Is we can't go too fast in here. You know, I never really thought much of it, but they put the breakers here, but this is the breaker box. That strike anybody else as weird? Whatever, it's not important. Alright, let's see how much room do we got. Alright, it's still rolling a little bit. And let's turn this off. Turn this off. We're back far enough. Alright, cool. Now we disconnect from this. And we've now done way more work than we needed to. But bear that in mind, or put a pin in that, because the party isn't over. Now, we gotta go forward with these, past this switch, And now we gotta move the logistics hall. Or we gotta move logistics job 70 to that runaround track. And for that job, we're gonna use these instead. The sad part is, the job that we're trying to get to is worth $12,000. And we're probably doing $12,000 worth of movement just using my 2 DE6s to dig them out. Then honestly, I don't even think the car hauler jobs are worth nearly that much. So basically this set of jobs, the cost more than likely outweighs the benefit. But considering we currently have $1.7 million, I don't think I'm worried about it. Did I flip the switch to get it into the sidetrack? It appears that yes, I did. Now, what's interesting is I think the DE2 is back far enough that I can refuel both DE6s right here. Although it did me nothing to slow down right now, there's still a lot of track between this coupling mechanism and that car. Oh yeah, I can fit a DE6 in between here and the pad. Yeah, we're good. It's probably going to cost more to fill up that DE2. Alright, now we go right here, grab this, connect those. Alright, let's go forward. Get out of the building. Or something crazy like that. Now we gotta get this switch flipped. Actually, no, we don't. Oh wait, no, yes, we do. Because even though we're digging out these cars right here, there's not enough space for the empties and refueling. So what we're going to have to do is dump these on the runaround track, if that is a runaround track. Actually, you know what? Let's dump them on the storage track instead. because the runaround track is meant to run around. So we're going to dump them on the storage track instead. Easy enough. All right, so what we're going to do, dump these on the storage track, refuel my locomotives, turn them off, run over, pay the environmental fees on all 3 locomotives, because now we've tacked on a DE2 for the hell of it. And then after all of that stuff is squared up and paid off, we're going to go back there, we're going to grab our logistics cars that are going up to the machine factory, and we're going to pull out back up to the oh boy, oh great. Okay, because that's going to mess up the weight distribution. We're going to have to do an even more convoluted process. Oh, this is going to suck. All right, so change of plans. Wow, I way overshot it, but it's whatever. Dump these on the storage track, refuel the locomotives, turn them off, run over to the station, pay off the logistics fees, and then pull forward, hook up to the car haulers, back them up to get the flat cars, because the flat cars weigh less than the car haulers. That way we have the flat cars on the back of this mess. And then we can go out of here and start making our way to the machine factory. Oh, and that turn wants to start with me. Gotta keep an eye on the remote for a surprise derailment. Surprise spontaneous disassembly. Or something of that nature. Checking on my microphone, checking on chat, you know, all those fun things. And getting a drink while I'm at it. Alright, yeah, the switch is clearly aligned. We are not slamming into the intermodal cars. Since I had my headset up while I was taking a drink, my depth perception was a little bit off. And for a brief moment, it kind of looked like the flat car was going in the same direction as the intermodal car, even though just in front of it you could see the sign that says we're clearly going right. Now, you might initially start thinking that, well, since these are going to the goods factory and all we gotta do... Was it the goods factory? If it was the goods factory, then no, all bets are off. But if it was going to the food factory, you just have to go past the... it's like you just go past Iron Mine West, and you're at the food factory. Although if it's going to the goods factory, which I'm pretty sure that's where it's supposed to be going, there is a straight shot to there, but it would be going away from the machine factory, which is where we're currently going. Alright, just for the sake of argument, let's find out what position is this currently in. Okay, at the moment it's connected from the back to the front. Alright, now we go to this switch, and once we go flying past here, let's dial it back a little bit. Go flying past this point, flip this switch so that it's aligned back to the inbound track, so that everything's good for the next time we come here. And flip that switch. Alright. Now that's back on the inbound. Now let's go refuel. We need this first switch right here. Because we gotta refuel these locomotives. You gotta love how I've been doing this for almost 40 minutes and I've accomplished nothing. It's all been absolutely pointless. It didn't even make it 5 minutes! The game hates me. Alright. The thing that's really going to cost me on this trip is just the fact that there's that spot over there where I had to really throttle up just to get it moving when something somewhere derailed or got uncoupled. Well, it didn't get derailed because it would have shown up on the job booklet saying that the car is not on the track, and it wouldn't have allowed me to finish out the job. So it didn't come derailed, but something came uncoupled multiple times. I still don't know what, but something did. Because I had to hit the auto couple button like 3, maybe 4 times. Alright, now let's turn off this one. Knife switch. Alright. Let's go refuel this one. Yeah, see, we didn't break anything. Bled through half the diesel, but we didn't break anything. I don't know what the climate is like here in Derail Valley. Hello? TKM Studios, thank you for the follow. Okay, so yeah. I don't know what the climate is like here in Derail Valley, but I know that for like trucks, when it's hot out, most of your cooling is done with your oil. So it's extremely important to make sure that your oil is full when you're going somewhere hot. You would think it's like your coolant in your radiator, but no. Most of the cooling is done from the oil going through the engine. Semper Fi. I'm going to go out on a limb and say either you are a Marine or you know someone who is. Well, other than me. Oh. Well, my family was in the Navy. I joined the Marine Corps because I had a terrible Navy recruiter. And I was originally going to go into the Marine Corps out of high school anyway, but then I got an unsolicited scholarship from the Army saying they were going to pay me to go to college in the ROTC program. Ended up losing that for reasons that I might get into someday. But yeah. So ended up going into the Marine Corps instead. All right. Fees. Dear God. Something did get broken. Oh boy. All right. Still in there? No, it's gone. $47,000. Whew, that's insane. Yeah, it's just specifically weird because I didn't do anything. It just something got decoupled and I had to like force like power through it, and it was like a nightmare. And now I look at the fees and find out apparently I did 50 grand worth of damage. a 3 beast. Of course it's going to be. Alright, well, that one's going to have to go here anyway. Alright, so now we got to go through the process of... Actually, before we do that, I'm kind of curious. What did I break? Let's see. 100, 100... Only 12 cars. This won't take me long to find out, but now I'm curious. Alright, that got broke. So this is probably the thing that decoupled. Okay, it was these two cars. Alright, so the container's shot, and the car's severely damaged. Yeah, it's localized to just those two cars. And it's crazy because these containers are extremely sturdy and well made. So the fact that I somehow managed to break it just rolling down the tracks is insane. Alright. Now let's double check this. It's back to the way it was again. Never a dull moment. Alright, turn on the cab light. Even though it doesn't really do anything. Alright, knife switch. Start the engine. Alright, turn this on. Now we gotta go hook up to the car haulers and then pull out past the switch and then back them up to pick up the flat cars. Go forward, up, kick off the independent. Yeah, I need the extra 12 grand just to turn a profit on this trip. Basically, what I'm working on today is just a lot of logistics missions. Because I had the one freight mission that apparently got all messed up here. On this section of track. A bump in the track just obliterated the cars. And then I had to move around a bunch of other logistics missions that I'm not working on. Mostly because they're just going to inconvenient destinations that I'm just not trying to deal with right now. Oh, it was this specific switch that killed my train. on one hand, it might be kind of cool if the game had 3 position switches, but then on the other hand, with just kind of like this like binary nature of how the switches work, I feel like that would just be a disaster. Put that down there. Okay, good. Okay, so that specific switch is evil. I'll have to remember that. But, as I've said time and time again, it's on the list of things that I'm most excited about with the simulator update coming out later this year. Even though that is not a listed thing that's coming in the update, when I asked about it on the Discord server, they basically said they're well aware of it and it's definitely getting fixed in simulator. So file that under optimization and bug fixes. This is another thing that's kind of like weird. I'm hoping they'll have little stuff like this fixed. And that. The game just randomly decides, no, we're not going to speed up anymore. In fact, we're going to slow down and start going the opposite direction. It's wonderful. It just gets slightly problematic because if I approach this going 7 kilometers an hour, it's gonna break the empty car. Right. 5 is fine. Originally, I thought you could pull off like 7 or 8, but no, you can't. Seven or 8 will break it. 6 might be okay. I haven't tried it, but 7 definitely isn't. Alright, so now we gotta power through this switch, both sides of it. And we're gonna have to force our way through the next switch, going back up into the yard. Basically, I've just got lots of fun and excitement going on with this mission. It was just supposed to be an easy day. All I had to do was just back up those cars, pick up these, and go. But no. Even though I decided last stream that I wasn't going to bother with those flat cars because they were too far buried, I was just like, nah, I think I can move them. And then from that decision, it all went downhill from there. It completely went to hell past that point. But yeah, these are 23,000 kilograms. Flat cars are 11,000. that's not close enough in weight for that not to cause problems. So heavy cars go up front, light cars go in the back. Otherwise, you have what's called a string line derailment. Although, truthfully, the game's kind of buggy sometimes, and you can have a string line derailment for no reason whatsoever. It just kind of like happens. But at the very least, the improper balance of the load causes it in real life. And at a minimal level, you see it in trucks too, specifically with double and triple trailers. Like, you have to look at the bill of lading for both trailers, and you have to make sure that the heaviest one is closest to the tractor. Whereas the lightest one is is the farthest back. Basically, you come around a corner and you have what we call the crack the whip effect, where the load kind of just keeps moving and it snaps out on you. And then if the heavier thing is in the back, when it snaps out, it's gonna pull the rest of the vehicle. So with a truck, it'll jackknife. With a train, it'll derail. And there you have a prime example of why I'm interested in these things. Because I like the technical knowledge that's associated with it. There's some specialized stuff that you only know if you're around these things. And I like those technical aspects. Can we just talk about how bizarre this section of track is? You have the maintenance track, but then you have this kind of K intersection, and it's just I don't know why, it's just weird to me. It's the Alright, so we know that my empty cars are way the hell back there. So it's going to be a minute before we get back there. And then we have a turntable here, but why would I use the turntable? I've got this gigantic Y intersection right at the entrance to City Southwest. So what would I accomplish by using the turntable? I can just turn around on the track with the Y. Who knows? So at least it's going to be a decent-sized train. Got 7 cars, 6 cars, so 13. 13's not bad. Alright. That's a good speed. Although since we're down to 4, I might have to speed up just a little bit. But I don't want to do it too late, because then we'll speed up too far. So it's best to kind of just like let it ride out. Alright, let's connect that. Alright. Could walk through the building, but no, we're gonna go around it. The building's kinda like the wreck shop in the factory I used to work in. Except I think it only had one track going through it. The wreck shop was where we hung the walls on gondola cars. Although I was probably more so thinking of what we called the old paint building, where we put the bottom, like the chutes on the triple hoppers, and the base of the gondola cars. And they would kind of like be like just kind of hanging on by like some bolts and rivets, sort of loosely flopping around until they get permanently bolted to the frame. It's a weird process. I was only in the factory for a little over a year before I joined the Marine Corps, but in that year I worked on basically every part of the train car end to end, and did mostly coal cars, but occasionally some like grain or general purpose gondolas, then the hopper cars. And then I also got to work on a couple of log cars, which were probably the biggest ones that I worked on. And the log cars were cool because that was the first time I ever worked around robots. Everybody's always quick to say that the robots are going to take our jobs and put us all out of work, but they don't realize that there are people that have to basically babysit the robots. So the robot might be doing the job of someone on the on an assembly line, but you still need a person from that assembly line to make sure the robot's doing it right. And then you need even more specialized people that know specifically how to work with the robot. And you need a lot of training for that. So yeah, everybody complains about automation destroying jobs and stuff, and it's like, you've never worked with automation, have you? Yeah, basically I have like some very weird, oddly specific experience in life. Oh, we gotta turn off of that, because we don't need to go onto the service track anymore. Alright, next up, we go around here, and we have to flip this switch, because when we come back through here, we're not going into City Southwest. More than likely, we're going to be going out towards the harbor. So, gotta make sure the main line is set so that we can bypass or go through the industries. Pretty much the only exception being the machine factory. I don't find myself going up to Iron Mine West very often, or the food factory for that matter, so I don't generally have the machine factory set up to go through. Instead, I have it set to go into the inbound track up in like the C lot. Alright, now let's grab this. Drop this on the floor because we don't need it right now. Speed up. And since we're already past the switch for City Southwest, we can speed up a little bit, but I don't want to risk it too much, you know? Especially since we've already had one apparently catastrophic failure. Okay, now we're on the road again. It's not a far journey to get to the machine factory. I mean, it kind of is from the harbor, but from City Southwest, it's nothing. But what kind of sucks about the machine factory is the way that the roundhouse is situated. I can't refuel both of my locomotives at the same time. I have to split them up and do them individually. So I generally prefer not to do that. So, since I just refueled back at City Southwest, more than likely I'm not going to get fuel at the machine factory. I'm just going to pick up my next couple of jobs, more than likely going back to the harbor. But we'll have to see what's available. Because I might do something completely out of the blue and just go somewhere I've never gone before. The verdict's still out. Because what I could do is, hypothetically, say there's something coming out of the military base that's running up to the actual military base. I could do that instead. Since it's the machine factory, they'll probably have like tanks, might have small arms and ammunition, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But more than likely, what they'll actually have would be stuff going back to the harbor instead. Or, since it is the machine factory, they could have, like, mining equipment going up to any of the mines, and then I would have a reason to go up this way, where I don't normally go. So that might be kind of cool to get some variety. Even though I'm thinking that I'm probably going to do a second stream today, probably later this evening for my time, and I'll probably switch to one of my other games, but I haven't decided exactly which one. I know I haven't played Train Sim World at all this week, so I'll probably do that one and continue working on the rail journey for the Sherman Hill expansion. I don't particularly like that expansion. Like, I don't think it looks very good. But I have to justify getting it when it wasn't on sale, so I need to actually get some use out of it. I actually generally prefer the Horseshoe Curve DLC because I applied to Norfolk Southern to become a conductor in real life, and the area that I'm specifically supposed to be going to work is on the Horseshoe Curve. So I kind of went crazy playing that DLC, like, non-stop, because this is where I'm actually gonna go in real life. And it was like the coolest thing ever that there was a DLC for it. But then I got the Sherman Hill DLC just because they said that prior to the Northeast Corridor, like passenger DLC that just came out a couple weeks back, they said they upgraded Sherman Hill to be on the same level as far as like graphics and dynamic weather and all of that stuff as the rest of Train Sim World 3. So I was like, okay, if that one's going to be comparable, then let me get that one. And then I found out it's really not comparable. And to be completely honest, I was kind of let down by it. But already got it, so we're gonna roll with it now. Alright, let's get out my remote. Turn this on, maybe. Should have jumped off on the other side. Now we need harbor. Okay, they're both going to the same track. But here's the thing. I don't know what position these switches are in at the moment. Okay. Although really it isn't going to matter in the slightest because this is the wrong way to do this. Yeah, because I'm going to have to go through. Alright, let's... Alright, if we... Nope, it's not going to work. Alright. What we're going to do... Pop it into reverse, knock off the train brake, let it build up air pressure, knock off the independent, and we're going to back up the flat cars well past this switch. At least a good 2 car lengths back. Maybe farther. Alright, we're going to disconnect from these, pull into C2S, drop these off, then we're going to take the runaround track come back up, hook those up, drive them through the runaround. Well, that's going to be stupid, but whatever. Or we could just back them up completely and then see what's going on over here. Where is Harbor B6? Alright, instead of pulling it through the runaround, we're going to back up to the B switch and just come up here. Yeah, that seems to be the move. Alright, so all we got to do is just get the 7th flat car past this sign. Easy day. Alright, and the 3 cars should be on the back. Alright, let's not stop it right there. Like, logistically, what sense does this make? Like, clearly the AI doesn't care in the slightest, but we are blocking a road. It's whatever. Alright, 7. 7. 7. $60. Alright, so these are separate. And let's speed up, kick off the independent. Let's get at least a car length between them. And kick off the train brake, let it rebuild air pressure. And perfect. We are in a position that we can access the runaround and go back and get our cars. Disconnect. And just because I'm still curious, alright, at the moment it is still connected back to front. It won't be in that position later, because somehow it's going to get messed up, but it's whatever. Right, now I need to go this car and this one. Yep, C2S, C2S. Okay. Good to go. Drop this off. 11 grand. 11 grand. 15 grand. Didn't break anything this time. Need this. Need this. Okay. Now we gotta go up here. Flip the switch to the runaround. Yeah, we need this switch right here. Oh, it's not a runaround, it's a loading track. Well, we're going to use it as a runaround. Because otherwise there isn't one. Rail operations are going to hell at the machine factory. Alright. Although there are some excavators over there, so they could be going to the mines where they would be useful, or they could be being sent to export. So it could go either way at this point. The intermodal containers are probably going to the harbor. It's clothing. Clothing is heavier than you would think it is. Like, I've pulled 47,000 pound loads of clothing for Ross. And it's just like, how in God's name are leggings this heavy? Well, you would be surprised. Yeah, it's already changed. It's from the front to the back. It is truly Schrodinger's coupling mechanism. It's just a mess. And I am the only one worried about the fact that the cars are blocking the road. But it's clearly not that big of a deal considering the sign labeling the track is in the road. Like, you would have to weave around that. That would be like an obstruction. I'm pretty sure that's like not the legal position of a sign next to the tracks. But what do I know? Oh, that's what happened. this switch wants to act up now. No, I need you to go backwards. Not that fast, though. It's a mixed bag. Alright, you know what? Let's just automatically connect it. Yeah, 3 and 4i, that's generally where we end up going. Alright, now we gotta get lined up with B6. So in order to get lined up with B6, we gotta get aligned with the B track in general. Can't go to the through track, we gotta go to the storage track, which luckily there's nothing on it. But we gotta go over here and we have to flip this switch. Yeah, I found out you don't really have to use too much of the train brake. You can just like crack it open slightly and it will stop the train. And then you release it while keeping the independent applied so that you can build up air pressure. And the independent will generally keep you in place. Unless you're on like a really steep hill where it completely overwhelms the independent, but that is why we have multiple locomotives with multiple independent brakes. Alright, so let's see if we can successfully pass the 50 grand in fees from breaking the intermodal car. Probably not, because we had to move a lot of stuff to pick this up. So guaranteed we did not get a time bonus for this job. But with the way that I play this game, it's extremely rare for me to ever get a time bonus. At least not until the simulator update comes out. Because then if I put it on the realistic difficulty, the time bonuses get a lot more lenient because they want you to be careful. Although I choose to be careful regardless because practice how you play. As dumb as that's going to sound. Alright, now let's flip this switch so that it's back lined for the through track. And chase my cars until they pass this sign right here. Because this is quite literally the shortest storage track not in the military base. All right. Nope, went too far. Stop right there. Okay, perfect. Turn that off, break that apart. Actually, no, let's set the independent brake. And let's go turn this in. Yeah, it was supposed to be 17 minutes. I took 46. No time bonus. And it was only worth $5,000, not 12. Well, that's embarrassing. All right, let's see. What do we got? Anything going anywhere cool? Going to the harbor, just like I said. Going to the coal mine. That's going to be a hike. And the food factory. 4 grand, 40 grand. As much as it's going to suck, that's probably going to be the thing to do. Alright, let's go take a look at the military base, see if it's got anything cool. It doesn't have anything. Has one single job. Going to the military base. Loading ammunition. Alright. So I might have overplayed my... I may have done this route too many times. Because I can go to the harbor. What is the harbor one paying? $8 grand. Do a logistics haul, going to the food factory. Yeah, basically I've got like next to nothing. Oh, and that's even worse because those are empty. Alright, so the only thing that's going to pay any amount of money is if I do the coal train, or I do the excavators going to the coal mine, which that is going to be one hell of a hike. And then I will also have to load these cars and take them with me to the military base. Really? The excavator's only 12,000 kilograms? What tiny ass light duty excavator are we dealing with? It's like barely heavier than the car. So basically these are gonna be heavier, and these will have to go up front. All right. So basically what we're going to have to do is pull forward, stop outside of the military base, we're going to have to load these, hook up to them, or stay hooked up to them, pull them out, back the way that we came in, and then we're going to have to back up and grab these. So it'll be a completely different thing the next time that I go to stream Derail Valley. It'll be something I haven't done ever. So that'll be kind of cool. What switch did I just flip? Oh, yeah, that one. Makes sense. Alright, so let's get this lined up with the excavators. What's going to be interesting, though, is if we follow this route, we're going to go out the north end of town. Are there any freight going to the food factory? Because if we go up this way, we'll go through the food factory, go through here, then we'll go up to this loop where we'll bypass the military base, and then we can back in with the ammunition cars. Then we'll keep going down, and then we'll get to this point where we can back up into the coal mine. Even though there appears to be a loop back there that might make things a little bit easier, but I think this Y intersection is only one way, so we have to go down this way and then back up into the coal mine. And I can't imagine that's going to be light. Well, I mean, or I can't imagine it's going to be easy. It's not going to be a shallow grade. I think I've been up to the coal mine once, so that trip's going to suck. If we got anything going to the food factory, we do. Both jobs suck, but we do have them. Alright. These are sun on the container. Oh, dear God. Okay, let's find those. Let's find out what they weigh. It's one of those things that it's called a freight haul, but it's just empty containers. These are going to the harbor. These are not. 11,000, 6,000 kilograms each. Oh, I've actually seen these a couple of times in... Well, not in this exact configuration, but I've seen these types of containers before. In fact, I've seen them where they're where they have like the refrigeration unit like connected to the front of the container, and I think I've also seen a couple where they're built in like this. But the ones that I've seen more often, but they seem less practical, which is kind of confusing as to why I've seen it more. But you'll have like the container, it'll be like a insulated container, and then they'll have the reefer unit like bolted onto the front of it, Or it'll be even weirder when they put it on the truck chassis. They'll have like the engine for the reefer underneath the trailer, and it's like the weirdest thing. But I have absolutely seen things like that in real life. They're weird, but still kind of cool. All right. So those will have to go behind these. But then we got to go over here to the C lot. No, it's not the C lot. It's all in the B lot. Because we have these that... Alright, so they're 18,000, or no, 17,000 in total. These are 20. Okay, so this one's going at the back. This one's going at the front. This one will be behind this one. And then this will be at the very, very back. Alright, so got it all planned out. Know how we're going to do it. So what we're going to do next time, we're going to load up these... we're going to load the ammunition cars. Pull out of the military base. After we load the ammunition cars, we're going to turn in that job, and then we're going to pick up the newly created job of taking the ammunition to the actual military base up in the mountains. We're going to back up the ammunition cars. We're going to hook up to the excavators, the Sun Omni containers, and then the logistics hall. And we're going to dump those all off at the food factory. We're going to carry the ammunition and the excavators over to the military base, drop the excavators just outside of the military base, and then back the ammunition into the inbound track at the military base. Pull out, back up, back to the excavators, pull forward, back into the coal mine, dump off the excavators, and more than likely we're going to take coal to the steel mill, which that'll be kind of cool. That's going to be a problem. Yeah, because we're going to come out of the coal mine facing this way. Or we could just go through and then back out of the coal mine back to here, and then pull forward this way and go back around the loop and go back down to the steel mill that way. Alright, whatever. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Let's put this into neutral. Let's turn off my locomotives because we're just chilling here, just burning diesel. Hit the knife switch. Turn this off. That's set. We'll look at that in a second because it's relevant for my stream. Because the locomotives are like the bane of my existence at this point. Alright, go back here. And as of this exact moment, we are connected from the front to the back. So if I actually remember to activate the betting feature for channel loyalty points, I have the framework in place to bet on this very thing. It's like the dumbest thing, but if you've seen any amount of my videos, it's like the thing that I rant about on literally every single episode. It's great, fun for the whole family. But we've been at this for a minute, so this seems like as good of a time as any to stop for now. So this has been Derail Valley. Thank you all for watching, and have a nice day.